Hello, everyone. My name is EJ Talks, and I am here to talk about Raw and give a review on the Raw on February 16th, 2026. We are on the road to WrestleMania, but we are also a week and a half away from Elimination Chamber. So things are heating up, people are qualifying, and things are happening sometimes, somewhat, sometimes with some people, others not so much. We start off this episode overall with everyone's favorite tag team, the Usos, the current Raw Tag Team Champions, and they are just yeeting and coming out to still Jay Uso's "It's Just Me, Us." They're coming out to that music, which is just so funny to me because that is the music that he chose when he broke up with Jimmy. So I don't know why they just don't go back to day one ish. It's the exact same song, but I guess, it's just me use. I guess it's still like the more popular version that everybody knows and loves to yeet to. Well, everyone in the crowd, everyone in the arena loves to yeet. People at home, not so much. I think it's starting to weigh on the people at home, but I mean, for the people in the crowd, they seem to enjoy it. Then Paul Heyman comes out and is ladies and gentlemen, and nobody cares because everyone is still yeeting. So everyone's just gonna just pretend like they don't hear Paul Heyman. Ladies and gentlemen, it's like, bro, hold on. Can I yeet a little first? But eventually they get it to stop, and he comes out, and Logan Paul takes the mic and he starts talking about how he sold a Pokemon card for 16 million, which is cool, I guess. Um, and he, is talking smack about Memphis. I'm gonna be honest. I like Logan Paul. He just works so well as a heel, and he just has it. You know what I mean? Like he has it. He has the popularity, the look, the in-ring ability. Everybody just boos him out the arena. Everybody hates him, and that is good because as a heel, the last thing you want is just for people to, not care about you like a lot of heels on the roster. But Logan Paul gets a reaction every single time from everyone everywhere, so that's more than can be said about a lot of people. Now the Vision, they get into the ring, and Austin Theory, they watch the video how he got stomped by the Masked Man. Ooh, who could the Masked Man be? And he's like, I got screwed, and it's like, oh, whatever, dude, weren't you doing the exact same thing? But Adam Pearce comes out and he's telling everyone to get out the ring. And Paul Heyman's like, we want Bronson Reed in the Elimination Chamber. And he's like, okay, well, you have to qualify next week. So please just get out. And then before anyone even gets out, everyone's favorite wrestler, L.A. Knight. Yeah. LA Knight comes out, and LA Knight, LA Knight's just gold on the mic. He comes out, tells Austin Theory that it's ironic that, Austin Theory was being a masked man and stomping on people, and now his WrestleMania dreams are over and done by a masked man. So there's that for you, Theory. And then he tells Bronson Reed that he hopes and prays that Bronson Reed gets into the Elimination Chamber so he can kick him straight in between the eyes. And as he was going over saying, the Vision, you guys have put me through a lot, Logan Paul cuts him off saying, what, like the car we put you through? To get that little pop. And LA Knight's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, you little simple-minded, broccoli-haired, yeah. Can't really say that. So, he's going at it, and he's just like, you know what? While I'm out here, while you three are out here, and the Usos are in the crowd eating somewhere, let's just have a 3-on-3 tag match. And what's his name? Adam Pearce says, okay, fine. And we do this 6-man tag between the Vision, the Usos, and LA Knight. And it's okay. I mean, it's fine. There's a problem here. I'll get to it, but the match itself wasn't that terrible. All the guys, are pretty decent. The Usos are one of the greatest tag team champions of all time. LA Knight is talented. Bronson Reed's big and dominant. Logan Paul has the ability. Austin Theory does too. So it's like, it's not really a matter of talent between the wrestlers. But anyways, The Usos hit the 1D. Bronson Reed breaks it up and is just wreaking havoc. They get Jey Uso out. Logan Paul hits Jimmy Uso with his, punch, and Jimmy Uso gets tsunami'd 1, 2, 3, ball game, Vision win. The problem here is it's just kind of pointless, Like, what are the Vision doing? Are they going to go after tag team gold anytime soon? What are the Vision anyways? It's funny, they have a logo, but they don't even like have their own entrance song. I mean, the group is just in complete disarray because their two biggest guys, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, both injured, both out, and the Vision is looking blurry, to say the least, because that was the whole Vision. That's who they were relying on. Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, these were supposed to be the guys to like help and chime into this group or whatever it was supposed to be. So now they're kind of just scrambling and hoping that guys get healthy for WrestleMania or something soon. But I mean, it's looking good for Seth Rollins to come back, but Braun Breaker, not so much from the reports. Enough of that Vision slop. We're moving on to the next segment where Adam Pearce and obvious future WWE main eventer Eli, they got a crate. A crate was delivered to them, and it says "Do not open until Elimination Chamber." And Adam Pearce is just like, you know what, Eli, just send it over to SmackDown. So, I don't know quite what this is teasing. I see people seeing Jericho, and I'm just gonna be honest. I don't care about Chris Jericho returning at all. And before I get a whole lot of hate for this, let me explain myself, okay? Chris Jericho is a plus 50-year-old man. WWE's problem right now is a lot of this reliance on old stars because the new ones, their popularity obviously isn't there yet, so they can't be the ones to main event SummerSlam and WrestleMania and blah blah blah. And so they're not, and that's why there's this reliance on this guard of CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, The Rock, Cody Rhodes, your big time big dogs, your big main eventers. When it comes to Chris Jericho, I just don't see where he fits. Like, what is Chris Jericho going to do exactly? I mean, don't get me wrong. This is not I hate Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is an all-time favorite. Chris Jericho was amazing in his prime. But this is 2026, not 2006. We cannot be relying on 50-year-old Chris Jericho to give us good television and good WWE Raw shows or SmackDown shows or whatever. Like, I don't care about Chris Jericho returning, and I'm so tired of hearing it. Everyone on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok, oh, Chris Jericho, he might return at the Royal Rumble, he might return at Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania or blah blah blah. And it's like I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't want to really see Chris Jericho. First, I have no trust in the current booking, so that's one thing. Who knows if they even book the guy well, but also he's 50. He is old. He is not as good as he was before. He is not going to carry or add all that much at this point. I mean, I could be wrong. Chris Jericho is a talented guy in promos, so maybe, he's a talker. But like, I don't see it. I don't care about if Chris Jericho returns or not. I could do with or without Chris Jericho returning. So that's just my feelings. So, there's this crate. We'll see what happens, what it means, but God, can we just all stop what Chris Jericho, he's returning, maybe Chris Jericho, okay, stop. just stop embarrassing yourself, okay? Chris Jericho is not going to, he's not Superman. He's not going to come and save this whole product, okay? So if we could just stop doing this with this whole Chris Jericho thing, because it's getting annoying, because it feels like at this point we are like hoping, praying, and relying on Chris Jericho to come and do a Superman-esque performance for this company. And it's like, that's not going to happen. So just get it out your head and stop annoying everyone with it, okay? Because we love Chris Jericho, but like, it's 2026, man, not 2006. I don't need to see him. So I almost forgot, El Grande Americano, not Ludwig Kaiser at all, comes out with Ryo and Bravo. I'm just gonna be honest. I will never, for as long as Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, for as long as they are, allegedly, for as long as they might allegedly be those two, I will never get their names right. I don't think ever. I am going to mix up both of them every single time. I don't even know if I should try, because I'm going to forget. But anyways, Ludwig Kaiser asked for a shot at the Intercontinental Championship, and Adam Pearce is like, there's ever since Dom came back, everyone's been asking for an IC title shot. Really? Because we haven't seen that, and also, of course, you know how many guys you have on Raw who are doing nothing right now? And the IC champion is being held hostage. Dominic Mysterio has not had a title defense since he beat John Cena at Survivor Series. Dominic Mysterio, ever since he won the title, has practically been holding it hostage. I mean, he had a good feud with, AJ Styles. He had some things going on with Rusev and Penta, but like, and then John Cena, but like there's not much of anything that's been going on with around the IC title, and the IC title is huge because you don't have that many guys in the main event scene on Raw who you are pushing right now. So yeah, it is, the IC title is so desperately needed to make the mid card work, because there's nothing else and there's no one else. So yeah, I'd hope that there are a bunch of people asking for an IC title shot. I hope to God that there's a bunch of people who are just begging for a match, because there's nothing else. Why wouldn't? It's the IC championship, for Christ's sake. Who wouldn't want the IC championship? Obviously. So like, I don't know. I felt some type of way when Adam Pearce said that, like, oh, everyone's been asking for an IC title match. Duh, Dominic Mysterio hasn't defended it. So obviously. So anyways, he guarantees him an IC title shot, and we're gonna come back to this because I want to talk about this a little bit more, because it's a little funny about what happens later. Next up, we had a women's qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber between Asuka, Natty, and Bayley. All three of these women, they're at this point, I'd consider all of them like OGs. They've been in the company for maybe a decade by this point, especially Natty. Natty's been in the business since she was born. So the OGs, they put on, I was saying on Twitter, they put on a good, stiff triple threat. With a lot of these women, this is a lot of times their first time interacting or having a match with each other. And so some of these triple threats have been a bit slow and a bit sloppy, but these three, they knew exactly what they were doing, and they were, especially Natty and Asuka, they were like giving it to each other, and I was like, okay, this is what's up. This is some good chemistry going on in these triple threats, finally. And eventually, Asuka, she catches Bayley, and Asuka gets the win. It was a good match. That's all I really have to say. Asuka is going on to the Elimination Chamber. Cool. I don't really have anything really negative to say. The only thing is, like, man, Bailey's fall off is getting so sad, man. At WrestleMania 40, she was the women's or WWE Women's Champion, and now she is losing qualifying matches to Asuka as she lays on the ground uh, in Memphis. So it's very very sad for Bailey. So I mean, they might do something with her. They've been kind of teasing it with her character. Who knows, really, at this point. We'll see. I don't really know like what their plan is quite, but hopefully they have a good plan for Bailey. You know, Bailey deserves it. Everyone likes Bailey. Everyone does. You know, she's good, flat out. Good mic, good in the ring. It's just the character. Her character has always been, you know, the hugger. After a while, it got stale. And then she was a heel. And I'm just going to go off a tangent, say this real quick. I hate the Rose Plant. I hate the Rose Plant so much. It sucks. Bailey to Belly, while not like the best move ever, Bailey to Belly, she hit it on Asuka. It still gets pops. Rose Plant gets no pops. It barely even feels like it is the finisher. It doesn't feel like the finisher. Bailey to Belly, despite it being more the signature now, still feels like the finisher. So there's that. I hate the Rose Plan. I'm tired of seeing Bailey use it, but that's just gonna be the finisher going on forward. So it's like, so be it. But man, I really hope she gets a different finisher because I hate the Rose Plan. But anyways, after the match, Natty gets attacked by Maxine Dupree because they're gonna be doing that feud. So I feel like that's good, you know, gives Natty an opportunity to do something for what's felt like years now. And this is exactly what Maxine needed. You know, they gave her the little shot with Becky. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't amazing, but Maxine Dupree she's so green, man. She's so green. So having her work with a really established, really good vet in the business like Natty, Natalia, Natty Neidhart, whatever name she wants to give herself, the low-key legend. And I don't know how I feel about low-key legend, but this is good. This is a good experience for Maxine. This is exactly what she needs. You know, if you want Maxine to be the girl, one of the girls going forward, then she is going to need something like this. I mean, my personal preference, I would have sent her to NXT. But, you know, if we're going to do this, then, you know, so be it. It gives opportunity for her to get better because she needs it bad. But, you know, I hope Maxine gets better. And I think this will be a good opportunity for her to get better. So there's that. Adam Pearce in the back is talking to Obafemi and giving him a contract, and as Obafemi is about to walk out, Rusev walks in and they have a stare down, getting everyone's juices flowing because everybody knows that, yeah, that match would be pretty good. So they're still doing this thing with Oba. Is he going to sign to Raw? Is he going to sign to SmackDown? Because, I mean, you know, Oba came in at a weird time. He comes in at the beginning. He makes a big splash in the Rumble, but there's WrestleMania in April, so it's going to be really close. So I don't know what type of program they want to have for him, but I mean, whoever Oba is going to be in the ring with, I mean, I just hope that, you know, it'll just make Oba look good because Oba is $1 million, people. Oba is going to be that guy. So there's no question about that. So WWE, you better have a plan. I'm just saying, you better not screw this up. You can't screw this up. Hunter. You cannot screw this up. I know you've screwed up a lot recently, but like, this is like a blank check right here. So Obafemi has everything, is everything. So just, dear God, just don't make him irrelevant. You possibly can't, right? Oh, dear God. Next up is a little backstage promo with Liv Morgan and Michael Cole. Dominic Mysterio comes in and Michael Cole is talking to Liv Morgan when all of a sudden Stephanie Vaquera walks up and she sits down and she starts talking. She starts talking in Spanish. So, you know, a lot of people, they're not going to understand it. But pretty much what Stephanie Vaquer was saying is that she is someone who's had to work hard and earn everything, and she's dominated all over the globe, internationally, Europe, everywhere. As for Liv Morgan, not so much. Liv Morgan is weak. Liv Morgan has had things handed to her, and Liv Morgan should feel ashamed because she's had the best of the best, and it still doesn't matter because Stephanie Vaquer is better. And she says that Liv Morgan is hiding behind the Judgment Day and hiding behind her boyfriend. And if she chooses her at WrestleMania, she will beat her and she will expose her. And after that, Dom has been saying all this stuff, in her ear, and it's starting to hit a little close to home for Liv. She's probably starting to get like Vietnam-esque flashbacks, and so she just starts crying. It's funny because everyone's like, she's the heel and she's the one crying, but I think everyone knew, they've been doing this thing with like, is she going to choose Stephanie or Jade? Who knows? And she's going to Jade. She's choosing Stephanie. Like, we're not stupid. She's choosing Stephanie. It's there. That is what we want to see rather than Liv and Jade. But I hope that this can be something to really, light this feud and, light Liv Morgan up, I don't know how I feel about her crying. I'm not crazy. It's not that bad to me, but it has to build somewhere. That's the thing. A lot of stuff they've been just leaving dry. So, I hope that, Liv Morgan just isn't just like sobbing. I mean, they do another segment with her, later on that I'll talk about, but like, I hope that this is like what we need for Liv Morgan to be, the big heel that she's supposed to be in this feud, because this is what is going to be needed and required of her in order to sell this fight, to sell this match at WrestleMania. So, overall segment, it's up in the air. It's not crazy, but it could lead to something. So, there's that. I mean, it's just like, you never know with this business, but I feel like this can lead to something, and this does make this feud a bit hotter because it just feels more and more obvious. Like, okay, so we are going with Liv and Steph at WrestleMania because this is where the animosity is at, not only for Liv Morgan, but for Stephanie Vaquer, who has been talking her talk in Spanish, because I mean, she can't talk in English, but luckily, Liv Morgan's boyfriend, Dirty Dom, is Mexican, so he can just translate everything into her ear, whether it's good or bad. And this time it was bad. So yeah, World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk, he comes out and everyone is singing his theme song, Cult of Personality. Cult of Personality is such a banger, and CM Punk gets on the mic and he's just talking his talk. CM Punk is that guy, and he just works on the mic. He's telling the people how he's not ruining the main event of WrestleMania. He is simply just doing his job. He referenced, sports, saying how just because you clinch the playoffs doesn't mean that you stop playing the regular season games, which is funny because it's like, wow, so Finn Balor's just a regular season game? Is Finn Balor the equivalent of a Sunday night game versus the Pelicans, pretty much? But either way, he says how he is the best in the world and the people deserve a fighting champion, and how the best in the world is not Roman Reigns, who deserves a good beating at WrestleMania, and it's not Finn Balor. And as he says the name Finn Balor, you hear this music and you're like, wait, is this what I think it is? And then you look and it is. Finn Balor comes out to his original theme music. I could pop champagne bottles over this. Thank God. That remix that he had was garbage. I mean, why would you even mess it up? Like, I guess because his music is kind of like babyface ish, and it gets a good pop. So that's one way to make him a heel that no one likes, is to give him garbage theme music. I mean, it's not really what I would do, but it's what Def Rebel did. But anyways, I could talk about the theme music like for God knows how long, but man, is it so good to hear Finn Balor's original theme music, because it makes Finn Balor feel like someone who's actually, important, someone who's actually good, someone who's actually credible and not a jobber. So thank God, and let's just keep that forever. Okay, please, dear God, stop changing his theme music. Let him rock with what he has, because it is good, and not a lot of people right now have good theme music, and that can be a whole nother topic for another day. But man, it was just so good to hear Finn Balor come out to his good theme music, because that is the only theme music that I want for Finn Balor. Catch Your Breath is a banger, and it needs to stay forever. So if you're listening, WWE, this is it. No more changes, no more remixes. Stop. Just keep the music, please. But Finn Balor doesn't come out alone. He arrives with his Judgment Day brothers. First is Dominic Mysterio holding the IC champion and the AAA championship. And then comes out Bobblehead, Big Head JD McDonough. Welcome back. It is good to see JD McDonough, because JD McDonough is a very good wrestler. So it is good to see JD's healthy, because JD can go in the ring. He is elite as a talent. So it's good to see JD back. They enter the ring. Well, at first it kind of looks like they're gonna circle CM Punk and beat him up, 3v1 style, classic heel, blah blah blah. But no, they actually just enter the ring, and Finn Balor grabs the mic and he talks, and he's like, the best in the world, they train in Europe, and the best in the world, they train with luchadors, and the best in the world, they are in Japan dojos, and the best in the world beats Roman Reigns when he first arrives on Raw. So that makes me the best in the world. And yeah, I mean, it is a good, good points, but this is not Finn Balor. This is right now 2026. This is Pin Balor. This is not Finn Balor. This is not that guy. Just you got his theme music back and started talking crazy, and it's like, Finn. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of funny, because Finn is one of my favorites, and I could talk about Finn in another episode, but Finn Balor got his theme music and was starting to feel himself again, but CM Punk kind of really gave him a good shot in this promo. So CM Punk gets the mic and is like, he says, I know who you are, and then he rephrases and says, I know who you were, and I think that really hits, Finn Balor. And he says Finn Balor used to be that guy, but now he really isn't. And he's questioning, CM Punk is questioning, why do you have these guys here, JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio? These two losers is pretty much what he was saying. Because he's like, Finn Balor, everything that you've done great in your career, pretty much, you've done it on your own, And to that point, he makes a good point. Finn Balor didn't become the first ever Universal Champion, with the help of the Judgment Day. He did it on his own. He did it on his lonely. Finn Balor has always been a guy who's been pretty good on his lonely. He's been, pretty, when he was in, the Bullet Club or Balor Club or whatever, Finn Balor's always been a guy who's been in groups here or there, but Finn Balor is really that guy when he is a bit solo. So it makes a good point. And he also says how the Judgment Day isn't elevating him, but they're holding him down, and it just hits hard, because you think to yourself, man, ever since he's been in the Judgment Day, he's won a couple like tag team championships. He's held tag team gold with JD here or there, but man, all you could think of is all the times he's just been pinned again and again and again and again, whether it's pinned by Seth Rollins or pinned by Cody Rhodes or pinned by the Usos or pinned in his home country by CM Punk. Finn Balor, ever since he's been with the Judgment Day, has been a loser. Hell, he got pinned at WrestleMania, giving Dominic Mysterio the IC Championship. So, yeah, CM Punk, this promo is great because it really does hit. Like, man, ever since Finn Balor has been with the Judgment Day, man, it just seems like everything is just going down, isn't it? Like, you just lose all the time. You get screwed. You're not exactly forgotten because you're on television, unlike a lot of these guys, but you don't win anything anymore. You didn't have your entrance music for a while. You were auraless. And like, oh God, it just really hits home, doesn't it? Like when CM Punk is saying all these things, I'm like, what hurts more is he's not just saying this to say this. It's true. Finn Balor used to be that guy and is now just not that guy. And it feels like the Judgment Day is holding him back. And him being in the Judgment Day is like, it's JD is cool, Dom is cool. But like, if Finn Balor wants to be that guy again, he has to do it solo. And I think that's what CM Punk was getting in his head. And I think Finn Balor is starting to know. So hopefully this pays off. Hunter, you better make this pay off because there's currently a kid with a mustache who's holding the IC Championship hostage. And that would be a pretty good feud. But what do I know? I'm just a guy who's making his first ever, review of Raw. So anyways, he turns his back, CM Punk, and is like, because I knew you guys were going to jump me. So just do it. But Finn Balor, he just holds them back. He holds back a Judgment Day. Even as CM Punk leaves and he throws the mic at Finn Balor's body, Finn Balor just holds JD McDonough back and lets him go. They could have jumped him, but he holds back. He holds the group back, and that's the segment. And I really like that segment. I really like the promo, and it's interesting. But, man, they've been teasing Judgment Day characters breaking up for so long now. It feels like for an eternity, there's always been some drama in the Judgment Day ever since they became a group. So it does get a bit tiresome because you're just like, man, when is this going to pay off? When are we going to break people off finally, man? Because first, this Judgment Day is not the Judgment Day that was formed way back when. This is a completely different group. They don't even really have that type of dark aura anymore. They have like some dark colors they come out to, in the Titantron, but like, this is not the Judgment Day that was with Edge and Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. Like, they don't even have the theme music anymore. That theme song was a banger. So this is not the same Judgment Day. This Judgment Day is like constant eternal fighting with Dominic and Finn or Liv and Raquel. We don't even got Carlito there anymore to be cool and eat apples. So I really hope they have a good plan with the Judgment Day thing, and I really hope it pays off because it very well could. So just don't mess it up. It's right here. It's a layup. Helmsley, it's a layup. Hunter. You can't smoke it. You just can't. That's how I'm feeling about a lot of the, if you notice, I'm kind of just saying the same thing. Like, just don't. I feel burned. I feel like a burned victim. Just please don't burn us again. Please let this pay off. Please tell a good story. Please, Hunter. That's all I'm pleading, because it's right there. We have all the pieces right there, but a lot of times we just haven't been connecting, or we've been dragging things out like this Masked Man thing, and it just feels flat and it's getting stale. So It's right here, man. It's right here. We can do it, and this can be a big WrestleMania moment between Dom and Finn. So, or whatever you want to do. Maybe SummerSlam. Maybe, who knows? This can pay off. This can be a big thing. So, like I said, I like this segment, and please just keep Finn Balor's Catch Your Breath music forever, and never ever change it ever again. El Grande Americano comes out for the number one contendership for the IC Championship. And in comes Penta. Penta comes out to do a 1v1 match versus El Grande Americano. So what I thought was funny was this. Adam Pearce before tells Grande that there are just so many people. Everyone has been, ever since Dom came back, everyone's been asking for a title shot. And it's funny because it's like, if everyone's asking, then like, El Grande, he just asked, and he got the immediate number one contender, or possibility for a number one contender, and then it's Penta who comes out. So it's like, okay, where are all these people? Because right now, I see two people who are apparently interested in the Intercontinental Championship. I don't see a whole lot of people who are begging and asking and pleading to get another opportunity at Dominic Mysterio to take the IC Championship, despite the fact that it could be used or held by a lot of people who could actually defend it. You know, I know Dom got injured, and so that's why he didn't defend it, but like, still, kind of been holding it hostage. So, you know, it's just funny to me. There's so many people asking, all right, El Grande, you asked for this match. Okay, here you go. Here's a number one contender possible match, and it's going to be Penta. So it's 1v1. So it's like, wow. So, wow, where are all these so many people at? Because I see two guys in the ring. This couldn't have been a triple threat or a fatal four between all the guys who are asking. You know, where's everyone else is my question. But regardless of that, Penta Grande put on a pretty good match. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was solid. Penta is elite in the ring, and Grande has always been good in the ring. But, you know, especially as El Grande Americano, I feel like there's been a little bit more added in the ring ability, you know, because he's trying to be a luchador. So there's a bit more flying involved. There's a bit more that high flying energy. So they have a good match. Ludwig Americano. Actually, I think this is what I'm just going to call him. Ludwig Americano. You'll see why. Ludwig Americano tries to cheat, and the cast, Ryo and Bravo, they're gonna help him. But then one of them gets dragged under the ring, and as the other one tries to help the other one out, they realize it's Gable Americano. It's Gable Americano who comes out the ring and stops it, and he stops what's going on, and he hits a chaos theory on the outside of the ring, and it distracts Grande Americano, and then Penta. Oh my God, was this a movie? Springboard Mexican Destroyer on Ludwig Americano. 1, 2, 3. Penta wins and becomes the number one contender for the IC title. Man, Springboard Mexican Destroyer? Oh my goodness, was that a thing of beauty? So it's good to see that, you know, Penta, because Penta's been kind of like in no man's land, because again, the IC title has been holding hostage, and you know, he had a little feud with Dom, but it wasn't really much. It didn't really last that long, and kind of just died. So, you know, he's getting back, and hopefully WWE can finally do something with Penta and maybe put that IC title on him, maybe, or something going on. You know, just keep Penta relevant, because the last thing you want him to do is just keep, you know, jobbing out like his boy Rey Fenix. It was getting to a point where I was just thinking in my head, like, you know, if Penta isn't going to win anything, and Rey Fenix is going to keep jobbing out to whoever, whether it's like, you know, I know Trick Williams. I like Trick Williams. I'll talk about Trick Williams later. But like, you know, if they're not going to be doing anything or winning anything, then put them together and save this Raw tag team division that's dead. But, you know, it's good to see that, you know, Penta finally gets something. But what's really a story here is the Grande Americanos and them attacking each other, and he tries to pull off the mask, and he just gets away with this help of blue and red. So they drag him away, and they're building up to this. So that, I have no problem, or what I mean is, like, Ludwig Americano, Gable Americano, they're gonna put on a banger. They're gonna put on a good match. Give them the time, and that mask versus mask match, I have no doubt in my mind that that match is going to be very good. So I really don't have anything wrong with it. I really don't have any issue with it, and just can't wait to see that match, because those two can go in the ring. So next, let's light things up as AJ Lee comes out in Memphis, Tennessee. And AJ Lee cuts a promo, and I think it's probably her best promo since coming back, because she gets into her element. She gets into her bag. She says that, she's not modest, and she helped build this division. There was a division before AJ Lee, and then there's this division after AJ Lee. The AJ Lee effect, I like that, because, well, it's true. It's true. AJ Lee really did have a big part in this women's revolution that we see today. So she says, "You're welcome" to all the women in the back, and I'm like, yeah, you got every right, because I mean, hey, you was that girl. She talks about the Diva Championship, and it's a sparkly butterfly, and how she was proud of it because she made it. And yeah, I mean, when you think of that Diva Championship, you don't think of many other people holding it around their waist and around their shoulder other than AJ Lee. So yeah, I didn't mind it at all. And as she's talking her talk, she says she wants her get back, she wants her lick back. So AJ calls out Becky Boo Boo, and Becky Lynch comes out, and Becky Lynch is kind of like, she's tweaking out. She's spazzing. That's been her character in this feud. She's just all over the place mentally, very clearly, and she's just like, she says her like catchphrase, "Everyone thinks I'm the greatest, Sports Illustrated, Bleacher Reports." Oh God, it's so, I hate it. So it's I like that I hate it. To be honest, in a weird way, it's like I hate it so much. I hate her character and what she's been doing. So good, because it's a reaction. I'm having a reaction. It's better than just falling on deaf ears. It's, well, sort of. I kind of wish my ears were deaf from how many times I've heard, "Everyone says it, Sports Illustrated says it." Like, stop it, please. My ears can't take it. But she ends up getting into the ring, and she's AJ Lee's, come on, hit me. I know you want to, very kind of like CM Punk-esque, but Becky Lynch, she's like, "No, I don't want you to have any excuses." And she holds back, and that's the segment. And, a lot of people are like saying like, "This is so cringe" and everything like that. But I think it's really just like the Becky Lynch part that everyone thinks is cringe, because she is like putting herself out there as this like tweaker, as this person who's like kind of just going crazy and losing her mind. But like, I don't mind it. I really don't. It's the IC Women's Championship. This is a belt that, it needs to be built up. It has nothing to it right now. So I don't mind it. This is not even a main event thing. This is a mid-card thing. So for someone who AJ Lee brings up that she hasn't been in a 1v1 match in a decade. So I don't really mind it as much as other people do. I guess some people are like underwhelmed or whatever, but like I'm just a softie. I have a soft place in my heart for AJ Lee, and I think what they're doing is fine. It could be better. I think everyone knows it could be a bit better, but it's not like the worst thing. So I mean, I guess I'll take it. Somewhat. I mean, I wouldn't pay those Elimination Chamber ticket prices, because whoo-wee, those are bad. But I'd watch it. I'll be watching. So I just can't wait to see what AJ Lee has in this new era, as Paul Levesque would say. Can she hang with the people? I mean, it's to be found out. Her, the Bella Twins, can they hang with the new guys? Can they hang with this new guard of women's wrestling in 2026? It'll be, we'll see. We'll see. So it does leave a bit of suspense. Like, this could be a banger match. I mean, it's going to be in Chicago, so it's going to have, some emotion to it. People are going to actually care. People are going to make some noise. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't really mind this feud at all. I guess it's not, not everyone's loving it. I'm not crazy in love with it, but I don't mind it. It's something. And, a lot of times they've been giving us nothing. So I'll take this something. Not completely satisfied with it, but I'll take it for now. Couple more promos I just want to go over quick. First, we have the Rhea Ripley EO Sky promo. They're talking, tag team champs, yada yada, all that great stuff. But then Asuka comes in, and Asuka, she was fresh off the Elimination Chamber win qualifier, so she's gonna be in along with Rhea Ripley, and so she's like, "I am going to the chamber." And EO Sky is there too, mean mugging, and Kairi Sane is there, and Kairi's like, "Yeah, we're gonna stop you from winning," and Asuka's like, "No, that's not what you were supposed to say." And Kairi has to correct herself, and she's like, "Asuka is going to win the Elimination Chamber." And, poor Kairi, man, she's just being bullied. She's just in so much distress with Asuka, and she just is just going through it. And EO Sky can see that, and she tries to console her friend, and Asuka hits her with, the classic, Kairi! It's just like this ear shrieking Kairi, and Kairi just like folds like a lawn chair. You can just see it in her face and in her eyes, just terrified of Asuka. So, I mean, the Kabuki Warriors, it's always good to see them, but, they haven't really been winning, and they've been doing this, thing with Kairi and Asuka and this relationship, and so break up soon, probably. We'll see if it pays off. Anyways, Maxine Dupree, she cuts a promo, she's going on with her feud with Natty. And then, there's not even much to say about that. And then you have the New Day. And they announced that Xavier Woods has a shoulder injury and is going to be out. So it's just Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston. They cut a promo and they just, trash Memphis. Oh, man, the New Day, man. They're such a good heel turn. And then just flopped. It just flopped so hard. The New Day could get their own video because, man, the heel turn was supposed to be so legendary, and it kind of was, but the execution, not so much. Reminds me almost of a guy who, people can't even see, but funny how that works. So, yeah, Xavier Woods out, so maybe the New Day is just going to be Kofi Kingston and Grayson Waller, or I guess we might not just see them at all, knowing this tag team division, because the Raw tag team division is dead. So someone please revive this dead division with CPR. I'm talking to you, Lucha Bros, please. Two more segments that I almost forgot to go over. One of them was the Judgment Day backstage. Dom is still patting Liv Morgan's head and cheering her up or whatever, and then her and Raquel just leave. Like, aren't you guys supposed to be on bad terms or whatever because she eliminated you from the Rumble? Whatever. But then JD McDonough and Finn Balor come in the back, and JD's like, what's going on, man? He's trying to get into your head. We had him. We could have jumped him. And Finn's like, no, I got to just do it on my own. Kind of like just getting CM Punk's words in his head, literally. But, I mean, he's not wrong. And Dominic Mysterio is just there like, guys, you guys should be worried about me because I have a elimination qualifying match. And, I mean, yeah, so more Judgment Day turmoil. Everyone loves that so much. I mean, just break the group up already. And then the second thing was Adam Pearce and Paul Heyman and the Vision in the back, and Bronson Reed's like, I'll handle the Masked Man. It's like, okay, whatever, just do it already, okay? Can we just do it already? Just sorry, just 2 nothing segments of just nonstop teasing. Just please, can we just do the things already instead of just like baiting everyone? That's just my gripe with these things. But I just had to talk about those real quick because I almost forgot they literally happened because they're just so much nothing. It's a whole lot of nothing. It's something, but it's a whole lot of nothing. So, if that makes any sense. Finally, we get to the main event, which is a three-man triple threat between Jevon Evans, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and the Ring General Gunther to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. And I thought everyone played their part so well. First, Jevon is just so incredible. Man, is that guy good or what? Man, that tornado kick that he had against Dominic, thing of beauty. He is a high flyer. He is soaring in that ring. You don't even see. He just clears everything. He clears the ropes. He's too. Yeah, he is. I guess I don't know why, but bouncy. Ugh, I don't know about that. I don't like saying that, but I mean it's not that bad. But I don't know. I'm not in love with it. I'll have to get used to it. But I guess he is bouncy or whatever. But I'm not crazy about saying that. But everyone played their part well. Jevon being the high flyer, fun, face, and Dominic just being the sly guy who just really just doesn't want to be involved. He wants to take advantage, pick his places, be smart and calculated, and pick and choose his spots to come in and take advantage of the situation. And Gunther, man, I get people don't like Gunther, like really don't like Gunther, but like, if you're saying he's boring, I mean, come on now. His brutality, his dominance is just gnarly. It is wild to look at. His chops are crazy. I've seen them in person, too. Man, they echo even in the arena, man. He is just vicious. He hits Jevon with this huge power bomb, and I was like, oh my goodness, because I think Corey Graves said it, man, it sounded like he was gonna put Jevon through the ring with that power bomb. It was vicious, and he was beating up Jevon and Dom when he got his hands on them all match. So I thought they had a good triple threat where everyone played their part. Jevon, high flying, being bouncy, being active, fast. Gunther, slowing it down. Brutalizer, being aggressive. Chops, power bombs, sleeper holds. That's his thing. And Dom being sly and tricky and trying to use, the hammer, the ring bell, which comes into play a little bit later. Because as he's trying to use it, Gunther spots him. And Gunther catches him, and he's just like, hey, what is this? This ain't gonna work. But then he looks up, and it's a dragon. By dragon, I mean Dragon Lee. And Dragon Lee pays him back for almost ending his life just a couple weeks ago with the same ring bell that he smacked Dragon Lee over the head with. So Dragon Lee pays the favor back. Good to see that Dragon Lee is getting some attention because... man, I mean, they could have just like left him out there, but for dead. But I think this was good because ultimately this leaves Jevon and Dom in a 1v1, and Dom hits the 619 and goes for the splash, doesn't get it, and then Jevon soaring through the skies with his beautiful OG cutter. Bam, 1, 2, 3. Jevon pins Dom, and he is now going to the Elimination Chamber. I thought this was the right choice. I was a little bit scared because I'm like, man, Gunther, he's been resigning everyone. I might just push him here, but man, Jevon is going to make this Elimination Chamber match so much fun. He is going to make it memorable, and he is going to put his name on the map with this opportunity. So I am so glad and happy to see him get it because Gunther did not need this. They don't really, Gunther, he'll be in the world title picture eventually, but right now he's going through some things, and right now those I don't think it's quite in the cards for him just yet. Very, very soon, but not quite at this moment. So having a guy like Jevon in there is going to elevate the match. Obviously, Jevon isn't going to like win, but Jevon is going to do some incredible things in this chamber match. So I thought that this was much needed. Thank God that he won. He didn't mess this up. Gunther, he lost due to interference, so it still makes him that, tough guy, it still keeps him, protected in a sense. So, yeah, that was it. That was it for Raw. Highs, lows, ups, and downs. That is the Raw that we get on our Mondays nowadays. But we're building up to things, some interesting things going on, some interesting threads that are out there, but they just need to be connected. They just need to pay off and get there, and they can. But the question is, will they? That is the big question. The question is not like the ability really of the performers in the ring. The question isn't, a lot of these other things. The question really is, will this story pay off? Can we tell a good story here, have a good build, and then reach a climax, a high point, and have it all pay off for everyone, for your Asuka Kyrie, for your Judgment Day feuds, for the Grande Americanos, and I don't know about the Vision, man. I don't the Vision, LA Knight. It's such a slog, man, because it just feels like no man's land for them, pretty much. But I'm done here. That is my first Raw review. A bit lengthy, but I just had to get some thoughts cleared across, and it felt good. It felt good to talk. Hopefully, people enjoy it, and I will love to talk about wrestling more as I keep watching. I've always been a wrestling fan since I was young, so now hopefully I can just yap about it with you guys, whoever watches. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because I mean, this is just like just like a fun thing. I'm watching this and I'm like, well, I have no one else to talk about too, so might as well talk to the IWC out there. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and maybe I can keep delivering. Hopefully, but I might, maybe, we'll see. But thank you all. Hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoyed, and peace.